Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the most innovative, inventive tarot reading. Actually, it's a metaphysical reading, though tarot is our central focus. It is the goal of this reading. It is a metaphysical experience, and I'll explain why in just a minute. What I do is I take 3 tarot cards. That's all you need. There is something magical about the number 3. Tesla thought so. Einstein thought so. A lot of religions kind of put things together, group them in 3. And even in life, we find that 3 of something, there's a comfortability, a magical effect, whatever it is, I don't know. So I only take 3 cards. Now, I've done tarot for over 20 years. In that time, I found that, from my point of view, it doesn't predict a damn thing, nothing. But that's not the point. Yeah, tarot is the science of potential. Your potential to create, to manifest. It is powerful juju. What you do is you take the 3 cards, or what I do, take the 3 cards. Each card has its own frequency, right? Well, you take all 3, you distill them, you put them together. And you come up with a singular matrix frequency. It's very important stuff. Now, I said tarot was the science of potential. When I put this together, and believe me, I work very hard to make sure it is simple, it is clear, it is direct. No fantasy, no unicorn, no rainbows, no woo woo. It is the matrix from your point of view revealed, because tarot equals manifesting. Literally, manifesting is the human kryptonite. It is your ability to create pictures in your own head, make movies in your own head, put out into the universe what it is that you would like to see in your life. Now, that ability has been kind of taken away from us. We've been dumbed down intentionally. John D. Rockefeller redesigned our school system back in the early 1900s. And the reason he did it was he said, look, I want a nation of workers. I don't want a nation of thinkers. Thinkers and the deep state are enemies. Because if you can think for yourself, if you can manifest for yourself, if you can create for yourself, oh, man, that's a problem. For them. Not for you, for them. And so everything from mass media to they own it all. They control it all because they're trying to create a nation of workers, not thinkers. And at this point, they don't even need the workers. Robots are coming. They're going to replace everybody. I mean, everybody. And they'll have this utopian world. Fact of the matter is that the very rich, the very psychotic, need humans, but they're going after robots. It's going to be very disappointing. In this transition, we're orphaned. And you can feel it already. I mean, it is, put it this way, you are stuck out in left field. You got a hole in your baseball glove, and the game that you're playing is golf. Huh? That's kind of the way people feel. They have no impact, no importance, no effect on their very own lives. Nobody gives a damn. When was the last time government, here in the United States, but anywhere at this point, when have they cared what the people wanted? Yeah, we need money for this. Yeah, we need money for this. Yeah, no, no, no. Let's send it to Israel. Let's send it to the Ukraine. Let's send it to Colombia. Let's make war, 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 war. Why? Because that's the number one job of banks. So, in the midst of all of this, humanity is left out, stuck out in left field, but the game you're playing is golf. You are literally orphaned intentionally. So, you have to get the tarot energy so that you can create your own pictures, create your own kryptonite. That's the only survival. But I don't stop there. Remember, I said this was a metaphysical reading. I also have 2 databases otherwise that I pull from. It's either astrology, historical astrology, which is really fascinating because you can gain some tremendous insights. I just spent Oh, the summer, going through the American history via astrology, boy, did I latch on to stuff because you're looking at the energy and you can read between the lines. But beyond the astrology, the hysterical or historical astrology, depending on your point of view, there's also moments in time, snapshots in time, images from anywhere that capture the feeling. So it's not astrology, which gives you the science of cycles, and that's really what we're looking at because history repeats because the cycles repeat. But if I go just take a look at snapshots, I gain insight that way. You see the same images. The idea is to give you the power, to give you the tarot stuff. That's your kryptonite, and then to give you some background. Because we all need a little bit of background. For example, let's say that you want to go out for a long weekend, you want to maybe sneak in a vacation, whatever the hell the case may be. It may be very important in terms of what the weather is going to be like where you are. Because if you're expecting warm weather, you want to make sure you get warm weather. However, you go to a warm climate, let's say down south, you may run into a hurricane. Humidity could be just crazy hot, muggy, sticky. Any number of things that would have you go, you know what, maybe this is not the exact right time for me to do this. Or if you're going north, especially at this time of year, I live just off Lake Superior, we expect snow. We want snow. That's part of our lifestyle here. Oh, yeah, a few months into it, you get into March, man, we've had enough. But, December, the holidays, January, February, yeah, okay, bring it on. And a lot of people will go from one place to another because this place doesn't have enough snow. We want to do skiing, snowmobiling, whatever the hell the case may be. They'll go to where the snow is. That's why it's important. Tarot energy, that's the power to create. And then you need the information, the background from historical astrology or just snapshots of life that help you understand what you would be stepping into, how to prepare for it. It's all put together. No matter how you combine them, the idea is to give you a tarot frequency and the best way to power it up in your life. We want to give you the power right now more than ever. We have to push the power node to the individual, not the corporation, not the big government anymore. It just does not work. So, knowing the patterns, knowing the energy, you not only know your destination, but what it's going to feel like when you get there. That keeps your spiritual kryptonite strong and vital. And we're going to get to it in a minute. I do this thing, though, that kind of sets up a preview of coming attractions, so to speak, what the tarot reading will be like. I call it the cosmic cycles. And today we're talking about absolute isolation. Now, we all enter our life experience and we do it alone. We're going to leave it alone. But in between, we're constantly looking for suggestion our entire life, connecting, connecting, connecting. Now, with a lot of work and a little bit of luck, we find those connections for short periods of time. Often, however, those same connections only make us feel more orphaned, more separated. The key is to connect to your spirit. The connections always begin with us, not in a narcissistic way, but in a self realizing way. And that's the reason I only do a 3 card tarot spread. That's the reason I give you background information from historical astrology or just a database of images to help you understand, get a real good, solid feeling for what we're talking about, what we're doing, what we're trying to do. Before I move on, just want to remind you I do have an email, tau-tarot at proton.me. Tau-tarot at proton.me. Get a hold of me. Give me a line. Yes, no, maybe so. Whatever the case may be. You can be friendly, unfriendly. Doesn't make any difference. It's the connection. Tau-tarot at proton.me. Alrighty, so let's go. Thinking out loud. Thinking about the same kinds of things. Remember, we were talking today about the idea of being orphaned, being isolated. Well, here are some examples. We're going to begin with William Colby, CIA director. here in the mid 70s. He was a jerk. Well, of course, anybody who worked for the CIA was and still is a jerk primarily. He said, quote, here's the guy that's running the CIA, quote, the CIA owns everyone of any significance in major media, unquote. This was back in the mid 70s. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was aware of this at all. And yet, this is the crap we're dealing with today. And people like him are the reason we're dealing with this crap. Also, he wasn't the only ones. It's the Israeli group. Yeah, the Zionists, the Mossad, those kind of people. Up in the upper left, we have one who knows that Israel controls all of the Western governments. Take a look at that. That's from the movie, and I can't think of the name of the movie right now. But without this special pair of glasses, you cannot see that these are fakes, frauds, robots. Everybody is not wearing the glasses, so they can't tell. But this one guy does. Was it Roddy Ryder Piper, some wrestler, something like that? Yeah, he's wearing these glasses and he sees what's really going on. But he's just about the only one, and that's the way it was in the mid '70s when Bill Colby said the CIA owned everybody of any significance in major media. Not to mention, government, education, everything, everything. They had it locked up pretty well. And as proof, I just tossed down here on the bottom left glyphosate. When they invented it, they said, hey, guess what? This is great for cleaning out pipes. Okay, that's kind of an industrial thing. But they found out that they could do better, make more money by making it a herbicide. And they started to push it as a herbicide in everything. I mean, you cannot, I don't care, you buy a grain, rice, wheat, corn, whatever, it's all soaked already in glyphosate. Strips the minerals from your body, letting toxins leak into your blood. It weakens your gut barrier. Poor nutrition, inflammation systemic wide. And oh, by the way, the Congress, as it usually does, they protected the manufacturers from liability after a $16 billion cancer lawsuit. Glyphosate, the chemical people, Big Pharma went to the Congress and said, look, we pay you guys a lot of money. Damn it, come through for us. And of course, Bill Colby, the CIA, says, don't worry about it. We got you covered. Don't sweat it. Nothing to have, nothing to see here, huh? We move on. Yeah, we do. To the meme of the day. While we're talking about your health, here is a page full of health. This was something, an idea that I heard years and years ago. I'm 75, so I must have been maybe mid 20s, maybe 50 years ago. Somebody said to me that the medical system in China back in the day, that's before the communists took over, was very simple. Everybody in a village paid a doctor a small amount every month. Tiny amount every month until they got sick. When they got sick, they stopped paying until the doctor made them well again, healed them. Then the payments would continue. What do you think the doctor's interest would be at that point? Keeping you healthy, right? He only gets paid, or she only gets paid when you are healthy. Why can't we do that here? Well, we know the answer, of course. Rand Paul just went on media, said the greatest cover up in the history of the world, COVID. He says they have found indisputable evidence that Fauci directly caused 18 million deaths. Well, of course, you know the vax is safe and effective, right? Mm-hmm. And then finally, RFK explains how Bill Gates had the foresight to buy over 1 million shares of biotech stock before COVID happened. Yeah, I think he paid out 50 million at the end of COVID. Like 2, 3 years in, he sold his stock. That 50 million turned up to be 550 million. He made a good choice. A very, very wise man. Mm-hmm. At your expense, of course. And here we come to the missing link. Shocking truths about today's reality. There are 20 of them, but they're amazing. You got a big house but a small family, more degrees but you don't have any common sense. Advanced medicine, you're sick all the time. Oh, by the way, in the United States, we have, by the way, the worst health in the world. We pay the most by far, not even close. And we have the worst health out of 100, I think, 83 nations. Here are the three main causes of death in reverse order. We have cancer. Number two, heart disease. Number one, doctors. Remember, they shouldn't be paid unless you're healthy. Yeah. So, in any event, we also have on the right side of the page bottom, have you ever wondered why it's becoming increasingly difficult to communicate? It's easier to be antisocial. It's the technology. You can read that for yourself. And here from the Greek philosopher Seneca, something that I am adopting or have adopted for a while. The greatest wealth is the poverty of desire. Yeah. They want us to buy things. They create all this bullshit. Oh, you got to have this, got to have this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Keep us poor, keep us enslaved, and we just don't have a clue. Here we go to the tarot reading for today. Four of Swords is where we begin. Here's this guy nodded out. You think he's not doing anything, but remember, swords are data, are information. He is literally processing. In a way, kind of recuperating, recovering, because there's such an onslaught, and they do this purposely. They throw so much shit at you that you can't separate it, and you give up. Four of Swords says, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me step back. Let me reevaluate. I think it's a very good time to do it because I think we're on the edge of some major pushing on their part. Major pushing. So, step back, recover, review. Very important for swords. We move next to the High Priestess, wisdom and intuition. That is what you have to lean on in this Four of Swords. Not so much the data that they bury us with, but see through the data, feel the data. What's the sense that you're getting? Are you being sold a bill of goods, or are they watching out for you? If you think they're watching out for you, please tell me. Please tell me. Unless you're a corporation, what the hell have they done for you as a citizen of the United States or the world in the last 20, 30 years? Have they done anything for your benefit? In the United States, I can tell you safely, no. And we're not getting any help from Washington right now. In fact, it's actually worse, to my surprise. Final card is the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are our value system. The Queen is the keeper of our value system. We need to go back. Back to a time when we had a more honest, more real value system. However, that means that we have to be responsible. It means that we have to do the work to get there. It means, well, people are lazy, myopic. They'll sneak by, think, oh, well, I'm getting away with something. You ain't getting away with a damn thing. You'll wake up, you'll figure it all out. We have to redo our value system. And now, with the Four of Swords, now is the time. Otherwise, you're going to be isolated. You can choose to be by yourself, but not be orphaned. And that's what the choice that you have to make. Remember, that's what this whole thing is about being orphaned. Society is doing that to you. Why don't you flip the script? You do it to society. You figure it out for yourself. I think you'll be happy with the results. We're out of time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I realize it's an investment, but it is appreciated. By the way, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Man, internet's crazy. A lot of people reporting outages. It goes down, up and down, up and down. People who have podcasts are losing subscribers and then getting them back. They're messing with us. They're messing. So, like and subscribe. Between now and the next time you and I do this tarot thing together, peace and blessings.